Greetings, this is Coach Veronica Marie. I'm back with the Dark Wild Divine Feminine Part 2. On my last teaching, my battery died, so that's why it went away suddenly. If you are catching this replay, go back to the video entitled The Dark Wild Divine Feminine. That's Part 1, and then we can pick up from here. You can, of course, find me on my website at veronicamarie.com. So I was interrupted by my dead battery as I was going into an example. And the example is a person who realizes that they enjoy giving. However, in their giving, they want acknowledgement. They can align with people who want to give acknowledgement, who want to give in exact reciprocity. They can also decide that when they give, to set their minds properly so that they don't end up feeling used and drained and such. A person who loves giving but has come away feeling used or manipulated and such may also give to get or be fearful about giving. It's important to examine that. Another area where we find some dark energy is around finances. Personally, it took me a long time to acknowledge that I really enjoy money. I like money. I like receiving money, right? And I want to talk about the receptive aspect because we can all say we enjoy giving, and that's fine. But often what is suppressed is this idea of don't be a gold digger, don't be money hungry, and things of that nature. But there is nothing wrong with loving money and loving to receive money and wanting people to give money, right? It's just that when you acknowledge that within yourself, you will come into contact with people who love to give you money. Okay. And those people are not fussing about, giving or paying bills and such. And if you are dealing with a conscious individual and they are a giver, they can, with clarity share how they give and why they give so you can decide whether or not to receive from them. Some people have been closed off in their receptive ability because someone has hung something over their head, so to speak, held it against them. They've received some type of support only to be looked at in a bad way because the person giving was not aware of their shadow. All of these things, right? And so, in order to come out of that fear of receiving, you would have to understand your own fear and also understand who you're receiving from, and if you're aligning with aware individuals, then you can be clear when you're receiving, clear when you're giving, even. But the other part, right, the deeper, more personal aspect is if you love receiving, you have to come to a deep self space of acknowledgement that nothing is wrong with that. There are so many people who want to give generously to you without fuss, without strings attached, without any of the things you may have experienced. However, if you are carrying this fear around, number one, you won't receive well. Even when you're not asking, you won't receive well. You'll have a hard time. You'll want to hurry up and give back or repay. And then you'll come across people who fuss. When I know that I enjoy receiving money, and the other thing I enjoy is I enjoy my bills being paid, right? And so if there's a person who doesn't want to pay bills, that's okay. Right? There's no need to fuss. We're just not in that kind of connection. But I have met people and continue to meet people who feel very moved to give. Let me pay that for you. Let me take that off of your hands and such. But there was a time in my life when I could not see that. I did not understand, why is this not happening for me? It begins in understanding your shadow, things that you have suppressed, fears, cultural norms, um, things that you have absorbed from other people. And here's a hint: if you're very judgmental with other people and about other people in their lives, you're going to judge yourself Also, the reason that you become judgmental is because you judge yourself, you know. So coming into a deep knowledge about the things that you feel you shouldn't want, shouldn't be, shouldn't have. Sometimes you feel you want to give a sarcastic comment, but you feel like that's not the best thing. Well, I agree, there's spaces where that's not going to serve your best interest, but there are spaces where that does. So, are we going to completely try to do away with sarcasm, or will we use it masterfully? Right. And so I would love to come back, but more in a private setting and talk about the magic part, because there is a magic in the dark, wild, divine feminine. So that is the completion of today's talk. And within my personal group, I do have a personal group called Exploring the Goddess Within. And that's more than likely where I'll go live and talk about the actual magic part. If this sounds interesting and you would like to take a deep dive into yourself and your shadow, your dark parts, and seeing what you want to bring alive, what you want to integrate, what you want to shift, you can find more information about me at veronicamarie.com. And that's it for today. Have a beautiful